Oh, wow, we're live. Okay, so it worked. It worked. Hi, guys. All right, so I have been so busy with everything. And so I thought it would be fun to get online and just create something with you and show you what I've been working so hard at doing in my chemistry classes. So I have my globe whisk, because this isn't going to be careful, it's not going to make too many bubbles in an emulsion. And I've also going on my second set of eyelash extensions, and I'm going to be formulating to help those of you with eyelash extensions create a shampoo or cleanser. There's two different things that I'm thinking of doing with that particular product idea, and I'm going to be testing them. So I will be coming back on live, and you can see how they're doing from week to week with those products. However, I'm not sure I'll have time to do it here on a live stream. I'm going to write up all of my theoreticals and then create them and then show you how they work. That's how I roll. It is science, but it is also a lot of art in my cosmetic kitchen. So let's get started here. I actually am working on a lab for the Institute of Personal Care Science, which is the degree program that I'm working on. And so I have a number of things I have been obsessing over emulsifiers. As most of you know, I am a seasoned soap maker. I've been making soap professionally for over 30 years. And for those of you who don't know me, hi, I'm Jen. And I'm the creator here on the Jen Spice channel. And I am having so much fun. I am a lifetime learner for those of you who know me. And I'm always excited to learn new things. So what I'm doing today is I am exploring some new, well, fairly new to me, emulsifiers. And then I'm going to do some extension exercises either tonight or later. It depends on if anybody shows up to say hello or not. Let's see if I can figure out a way to at least invite people on Facebook, let them know we're live. So let's do a copy, paste into Facebook while I'm here. Maybe a few of my sisters will show up. All right. Okay, I am live. I'm live. Come chat with me. So this is just going to be easy peasy, kind of, I'll do what I can, what I have time for, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun. Yeah, hopefully I won't say too many times, but share it on my Gentle Soaps profile as well. Okay, so back to YouTube. All right, so yeah, so I have to do this practical activity in emulsifiers. I have been reading about so many cool emulsifiers out there. When I first started making soap, there were only a couple of emulsifiers. There was Wax or emulsifying wax and F, and both of those are proprietary blends, and so I don't know what's in them, but they worked and they were great, and we didn't use a lot of other ingredients. That we used lecithin, we used a humectant like glycerin, we used different oils that we liked, mostly vegetable oils. We never really talked about too much other than rosemary oil extract as an antioxidant. Right now, I'm finding that I prefer using when I'm using natural oils, I prefer using a vitamin E extract, which is nice. Mixed tocopherols are fantastic. Mixed tocopherols. I will mispronounce things a lot, but you know what I mean. Or maybe you do. All right, so I have the double boiler on. I'm just going to show you what I'm working on. And as I measure out, you can see what I'm doing. Where's my scale? All right, so I've got a scale right here. Pull out my scale. measure out a few things. If you want to learn how to make cosmetics, you can take their introductory course. It's really, really good. I took that before I decided to go for my degree program. And in fact, I will have access to these materials forever, probably my lifetime, because that's how Belinda Carley runs her school. I have 3 years to finish. I'm coming up on my first year, and I am 2/3 of the way through. Basically, because I just want to enjoy this. I just want to have fun. I want to explore the materials. I want to see what I can get my hands on, and then create with them. And then, it's going to be fun. Anyway, so we're going to do 100-gram batches. This will be easy. I'm just using some ramekins because that's what I have. And I have a bain-marie already nice and warm. And we're going to heat these to about 70 degrees C. Make sure you have a temperature sensor so you don't overheat and evaporate or burn any of your materials. So let's measure out the oil. So I'm using a capric triglyceride. And we're just going to use the right amount for a lotion, which is between 7 and 12. You think lotions had more than that, but they don't. And I want to be exact in my calculations. I'm using a 0.1 of a gram. Ooh. There we go. And I have to do this 3 different times. I'm going to be using a fun emulsifier called, what is it called? Olivem 1000, which is cetearyl olivate 60% and sorbitan olivate 40%. Is that the one that I'm going to be using? Yeah. So it's a cetearyl olivate and sorbitan olivate blend. And I believe it's called Olivem 1000. Hopefully I'm using the right one. I'm also going to be using cetearyl alcohol. Oops, let's see if we can get it up there. Cetearyl alcohol cetereth 20. And I'm going to do that twice with different percentages and then add to one of them some stearic acid. All right. So I'm not just going to be making regular old lotions. I'm going to actually create a anti-aging serum because I may as well use some of these wonderful ingredients that I've brought in anyway as part of my water phase. So at the end, when I'm adding my preservative, which this time we're using Euxyl PE 9010, we'll add in that Edelweiss. I need to make one with hyaluronic acid. And I'm going to create a low and high hyaluronic acid blend that's ready to go because I hate, going through all of my materials and not being able to find what I'm looking for. I'm also going to tie up my hair and I will be right back. Maybe put on some gloves because it's in my way. All right, so nobody's here right now. I'm sorry if you're watching this later. I will be right back. Just give me a sec. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. For those of you who are wondering, no, there's nobody here. I just get my hair out of my way because this is how you should roll. I'm wearing glasses, so I'm not going to worry about goggles. But if you want really good goggles, Anne-Marie at Brambleberry has the best goggles on the market. They're absolutely gorgeous, and I have them in my portable lab. So in this bag, I have a little carry-on here that I roll around because I'm going to be a mobile teacher as I finish. As I finish and I start to offer classes. I hope to be offering some locally here in Victoria as well, so you can get to know me. And if you want to travel with me, we have lots of different destinations where we have been invited already. We could go to Chihuahua. I have friends in Chihuahua, Mexico, friends in Puerto Vallarta. I have friends in Colombia. I have friends in Peru. I have friends in the Philippines, which is one of the ones I'm really focusing on right now, seeing if I can make some good connections with tour guides and companies there. I will be in Germany. Well, I'll be in Germany this year. I'll also be in Germany next year touring. I may offer some courses while I'm there. So if you are in Germany and you would like to meet me, we will set up a meet and greet. And that would be really, really fun. So that's one of the reasons I kind of picked up my Edelweiss, Sound of Music ingredient. I've read a lot of studies on the anti-aging properties of Edelweiss, and they're very promising. So that's why I got that. Now, before I start making my lotions, I want to finish up this hyaluronic acid because we're going to be using this in the serum, and I'm going to be making a light lotion. So after I finish my practical, I'm going to put some away, measure it, add more liquid, so it's more of a milk serum. May even do a slurry. I'm gonna play with it later, but I'd like to have my hyaluronic acid blend ready to go, and I'm going to be able to write on here what exactly it is. Now, for those of you who do your own ingredients, do your own formulating, all of our powders are white. Most of our liquids are clear or, slightly off-white or yellowish. Get yourself a good labeler. I found that when I purchased my kit, a lot of them came with these bags. All right, but then you take it out of the bag and you don't know what you got. So luckily I have invested in one of these. I have a couple of these. I may even put one in my to-go bag. Probably shouldn't have done that. I'm going to have to sanitize my hands again, even though I got gloves on. When you formulate, don't touch your face. Sorry about that. That's kind of, or your hair. Anyway, so aseptic techniques, just like, hospital, for those of you who are also in the nursing and healthcare. So I've lost my glasses. Man, I'm scatterbrained tonight. I'm going to have to go grab my glasses. So I had 2 pairs. Pairs all over the house. I will be right back. Gotta check on a kid. For those of you who don't know, I have 2 special needs adult children. One's a teenager, one's an adult. I may have to pop out from time to time to check on them. Please bear with me. These live feeds are probably, as long as we accomplish one thing, I'll come back and we'll do it the next time. And I will just, we'll limit it to about an hour, whatever we can do in an hour. And then from there, we'll go on. But I do want to make at least the Edelweiss serum with you tonight. That is the goal. But I have to finish my labs. Once my labs are done, then we can do something fun. Okay? So I am exploring emulsifiers in a very basic way with different additives. So that's what I'm going to do. So Olivem, Ceterith, stearic acid. I already was playing with Multibase EL1, the original, which is a polymetric emulsifier with all of the oils. And rheology modifiers and emulsifiers and everything in it. Like all you need to do is add water. If you want to add a fragrance, do that in the oil phase. So the oil phase with multi-base is the cream. So you need to gently warm it. Don't get it above 140, I think it is. Check your supplier for what yours can handle, and then you can do more with it. I will cover that another time. I do have some natural multi-base coming in. I think it's a shea butter and emulsifying wax based multiple multi-base. I'm not sure who makes it. I bought it from Vitapure years ago. In fact, I bought an entire pallet of it. So the one I have, I know, is a polymetric emulsifier in there because it's copolymer, blah, 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 blah. Aqua, blah, blah, blah. I can put it in the description. It's got a lot of ingredients in it, but it's not on the actual container, so I can't just look at it with you, even though it's in my thing. So I'm babbling. So let me get some glasses and get started. Oh, that's what the. Not a picture fall off. So I want to do this first. This is the hyaluronic acid. I'm doing a 50-50 blend of low molecular weight hyaluronic acid and high molecular weight hyaluronic acid. So this one is 1 to 1.5 million Daltons. So that's our high. And I believe we've got about 1 gram in here. I get this from Lotion Crafter. Yeah, this one from Lotion Crafter. So let's measure out about 1 gram. Here, I'll bring it down so you can see what I'm doing. Oh. Well, we're going to do 1.5 grams. We're doing a 50-50, so that's fine. Still got some left. I had more in there than I realized. So, this one is a super low molecular weight. I'm going to do 1.5 grams of this. And that'll give me 300 mils. 3 different 100 ml batches that I can up to 3. Okay. I need to add some more. 7.5. Okay, let's tear it up. I should have gotten out my. More is fine. Another 1.2. There we go. Now I believe we're 50%. Yeah. There we go. So you saw me create at least one thing, sort of. So let me do a blend, hyaluronic acid blend. Now, the reason I combine low and high molecular weight hyaluronic acid is because the large molecules are good for sitting on top of the skin and pulling moisture from the air. So plumping, see all these lines? When I do this first thing in the morning with my hyaluronic acid, those lines aren't there. But the low molecular weight or this very small molecule hyaluronic acid is great for powder. So you need to create a label for going a little bit lower into the skin. and pulling from the skin. So you have a longer efficacy for your cosmetic. So it works longer. 20 minutes of babbling. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let's say H, Y, L, U, R, N, hyaluronic, and we're going to call it 50. Good. Let's see here. Wow. And then you cut it, turn it off, conserve your battery. And they've got this little doohickey where you can push it on the back, but I find a knife works better. You just separate. And with gloves on, it's twice as hard. So I'm going to take off my gloves and put them back on. I have to sanitize my gloves anyway before I get started again. You can see if it doesn't split on you, it should just do it again. Kind of like those. There we go. Like that. So it starts to separate. I'm also going to be doing this with my samples as I go along. So hyaluronic acid 50-50. I am going to do a quick solution. I have a bottle that's sanitized. I do I have a lid? You know what? I think I'll just put it in one of these. These are sanitized. Let's use a jar. Now what I'm going to do, save that bottle for another project, is I'm going to just hydrate it in my 20% horse chestnut, because I want the hyaluronic acid to last longer. It has been shown to have components within it that help it to maintain its efficacy for a longer period of time. Now, for those of you who make your own hydrosols, and there are lots of hydrosol DIYs here on this channel, just type in, go into my channel and search for hydrosols horse chestnut. I have found that pressure sealing it, I don't have to use preservative right away, and it stays clear and doesn't grow things without a preservative. So once you open it, you'll need to add a proper preservative, just because it's going to be exposed to the air and what is there. So we'll get this opened up, and we're going to do 20%. Hopefully I can, okay, where's my, I have really weird lighting right now. And luckily it's set to. All right, so it's going to take a while, but I'm just going to use 20 of this. And 10. 15. I need to do a quick calculation. Okay, that's 20. Okay, so I'm going to put our dirties in that bowl. Oh, there's my Anne-Marie goggles, for those of you who are wondering what those look like. These are great. These are really, really great. But I need my my glasses, so we're just going to use them. Those. All right, so 20% horse chestnut hydrosol. And let me just do some calculations really quick. There's my little book. I should have a good preservative in my lab. So we'll just write down what we did. When we create on the fly, write it down so you can remember. So hyaluronic acid with horse chestnut. We'll be adding the Edelweiss to the main. This is our solution for part of our water later. Okay, so we're going to go 20. We're going to go 78, 1, and 1. So 1 gram, 1% hyaluronic acid blend, 50-50. One of our, I think it's 1. Let me double check. Preservatives. What's the preservative I have? Right here. I thought I pulled out my preservative. I did not. Okay, so I've got GeoGuard ECT. Let me look at the usage rate of GeoGuard. Formulating with a computer is really smart. GeoGuard ECT usage rate. 0.6 to 1. We're going to use the high end. So we're going to go with 1%, which was what I put in my formulation because I was pretty sure it was 1. So 1% GeoGuard ECT, 1% hyaluronic 50-50, 78 distilled water, and 20 horse chestnut hydrosol. So a very simple formulation. And then we're going to use that as an ingredient. You can also use it as a serum, but I'm using it a little differently. So that's what we're doing. So I'm going to pour some water into this small bottle just because it's harder to measure small amounts with the big jug. So I may get it all over myself, but at least I won't spill it all over the table. All right. And that jug's just about done. I've been doing a lot of formulating. Okay. So bring it back down here. So we're doing the water phase. So this is the first phase that we're working on for this simple solution cosmetic serum. Whoops, my on off. There we go, on. And I'm going to add 78 grams because we're just making 100. Hopefully this will hold that much. Of course not. I need a bigger container. You know what? I am going to 40. That's half. I'm going to use a higher percentage of the hyaluronic acid. I mean the horse chestnut. So let me just recalculate here. So we're going to be going 40% horse chestnut, 40. 78. 43. How many more is that? 43.7 there. So I just want to make a little bit. So I guess I got a bigger bottle. I do. I'm going to stick to my plan, my original plan. So I had 43.7. I need 78. So, 7, 3, 0. No. 4. Need another 34.3 of the water. And this wide container, which I have sanitized ahead of time, I need 34.3. So I got 14. Maybe 4.9. There we go. And we are right where I need to be. I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to measure out a gram of hyaluronic acid. 50-50. What I'm doing. Gram is quite a lot. Oh, there we go. I hit it. Sorry about the sound. Now I'm just going to sprinkle it on top. And do a little mix. So hyaluronic acid takes a while. So we're just going to set this aside and let it finish hydrating. And then when I'm ready to use it in the Edelweiss serum, we'll be set. Now these little containers, I think they're Japanese or Chinese What's it trying to do? It's trying to leave the site. Cancel. I have these little covers. I got these specifically for doing these. They're stainless steel, non-reactive, and that'll be fun. Okay, so let's get started on, now that we've finished that up, I'll put this away. So I'll have some of that for when I'm in Morocco. Ooh. So we've at least created one thing. So those of you who come here, I'm going to give you the formula for the hyaluronic acid horse chestnut serum. You can use that all by itself. It makes a really good hyaluronic single use hyaluronic acid complex. It's 20% horse chestnut hydrosol. It's 78% distilled water, 1% GeoGuard ECT, which I will be adding after it's hydrated, and then 1% hyaluronic acid, low molecular weight, high molecular weight, 50-50. And like I said before, you can get it at Lotion Crafter if you're looking for a high quality hyaluronic acid. You get things like that on Amazon. You get what you get, and it's not always what it should be. So be careful just buying your ingredients on places like Amazon. Unless it's from a company like Making Cosmetics, probably something you need to be careful about. So we'll use that for another thing. And let's see if we can start getting these emulsifying waxes measured out and melted. So like I said earlier, we need to heat phase A, which is water. So let's measure out the water. Let me just do some calculating. Okay. So water is 90. Okay, so we go 100 minus 10 minus 5.5 and minus 1.0. 90. Four point five, 83.5, 82.5. So I need 82.5 water. So I need to measure out. We're going to do these one at a time. If you measure out 3 at a time, you're going to get confused. So the first one I'm going to do is the Suteral Alcohol Suteral 20 blend. All right. I'm going to use a big jug because, well, it's a lot, and maybe I can always pull it off. 84.5. Perfect. Ooh, 84.6. 84.5. Okay, I'm going to go put this in the warmer, in the bain-marie. Now let's measure phase B. Phase B is our oil phase. So our emulsifiers and our oils. Now, for those of you who are not aware, let's do another little. Preservatives generally have to be added when it's cool, but don't forget them. Like your fragrance oil, don't forget it. Okay. All right, there we go. So let's measure out my oil. And again, I'm using a Capric. I've used this a lot, and I've refilled the bottle because it's a nice tiny size for portability. So let's measure out that. Now, the Institute of Personal Care Science has hundreds of recipes available for free. If you send them an email, they will send you a link to their Dropbox. They are wonderful. So now I need an oil one. I need to make sure I keep them separate. I'm going to put the water by the water. Extras. I need to take off a little. Pull it back. You do need to be exacting when doing 100 gram samples, because when you get into a big batch, that's going to be a huge difference. At 0.5 or whatever is going to make a big difference in the end. So be exact if you're doing sample batches like this. All right, turn it back on. Let's get that emulsifier added, and we're going to try it at 5.5 to begin with. I'm going to have to be careful because I'm adding it to the oil. I can't take it out. Well, I can't put it back in my container. Let me see what I'm doing. I'm at 5.5. 3, 5.5. Woohoo! Perfect. And that's it. So I'm going to go put this on. And because this is my computer, I'll talk to you from the other room. What can I give you to look at that might be fun? Nothing really. Sorry. So I'm going to go back to I'll be right back after I put this in the bain-marie and we'll work on the hyaluronic acid again. So I'm just going to check. I have 46.2 on one and 23 on the other because I just put it in. All right. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so while we're waiting for those to melt so I can combine them, and high shear, huh? I have a high shear. It isn't a homogenizer, but it is high shear. I thought it was a low shear. Those are my polymers that are low shear. So I did bring down a high shear mixer. Where did I put it? Let's see. It's a teeny tiny. You've seen me use them in dozens of videos. Let's see. It's probably just sitting out and I'm not seeing it. Pull out a few things. Hey, Kiki. Kiki's deciding to talk to us. I'm going to have to go upstairs and get one. Here's the whisk. Where's the container? It's here. It's here somewhere. I have half of it. All right, let's have a look at this, which is not a high shear. And it's nearly ready. Look at that. So it's looking lovely. Give it another little mix. Actually thicken nicely too. Just gonna go get a little spatula. Oop. Yeah, then we can see both. Go grab a spatula. Oh. It's melting nicely. I'm not overheating anything. I need to be able to hop up and down, unfortunately. Let's make sure it's not. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add my preservative. Put that down. And like I said, I'm using GeoGuard ECT at 1%. You can use it at 0.5, just 0.6 to 0.1. Why is it asking me that? I just need to clean this up. I made a mess. Okay. Oh, GeoGuard has an interesting smell. Almost like almonds. Okay, that looks like it's incorporated really well. I'm going to leave that overnight. And we're going to make a little label for it so I don't forget what it was. And I got to go check